My therapist told me to never come back.
And yet here you stand. Welcome to Esports Vikings Weekly. Today, we're going to feature a new series, or a part of the new series, called Are Video Games Tutorial Actually Useful or Not? My name is Teemu, and I'm your host, and I'm joined by...
It was actually pretty good. But okay, my name is Janne. So, why are we here?
We're talking about video
Okay,
game
you
tutorials.
can skip that now. We can go now.
Why we're here?
Yep.
Because you work in this company.
That's debatable, but at least I'm here.
Yeah, today we're gonna talk about the game called PlayerUnkown's
PlayerUnknown's
Battlegrounds, aka PUBG.
Yeah, that's easier. PUBG it is.
PUBG.
So, tutorial.
Tutorial.
It doesn't have a tutorial, so show ended. Subscribe. Let's see you next week.
The end. Ciao.
Okay, so it has no tutorial, but it has something.
Yeah, it has something.
Okay.
Let me do a small intro here. So, PUBG is a multiplayer Battle Royale FPS game.
Yes. Correct.
Was released in 2016. The idea of the game is quite simple. Eliminate all enemies, or hide for about half an hour and eliminate the last one to be the sole survivor.
Okay.
The hide and seek is the pussy way to go. Or if you're a manly, you can just, shoot people.
Okay.
Yeah. So you can play it solo, but the competitive games is played with teams. One team consists of 4 players, and usually there's 16 teams in the world at the same time. A good thing to note is that the competitive games is capped at 35 minutes, so it can't be longer than 35 minutes.
Okay.
The way this happens is that there's this gas cloud that starts to shrink, so you need to stay within the area that's not infected. And it gets smaller, smaller, and smaller, so towards the end, it's kind of this massive clusterfuck in a small
So
area.
it's the very classic idea which most battle royales have. Like,
Yeah.
let's say Fortnite, same
Apex.
thing.
Yeah. And it all started with H1Z1, and then we get...
I'm sure
to this
most
one.
people are familiar with the idea. So.
Yeah. Anyway, so you jump from an airplane, you don't have any items when you start, so you need to loot everything from the world, and this is where the RNG comes to play. If you're unlucky, you don't find any gear, any good weapons, so you end up with a pistol and very little ammunition when someone else gets full armor, or AKs, bazookas, grenades, and a laser beam that's gonna, shot you from the face of Earth. Shit happens, and then you die. Anyway, PUBG does not have a tutorial. So that kind of makes this video a bit interesting because we're kind of trying to review tutorials. So one could say that it's not a very good thing that the game does not have one.
So do you have options?
There
Do
is
something.
There aren't options. There is an option.
Okay.
The option is that there's a training map, but there are downsides in it. The downside is that when you go to the training map, it's played online, and you're matched with random players. You can't die, but they can, if someone wants to be annoying, they can just follow you around, whatever you do, shoot you in the head 24/7. You can't die, but you hear the sounds of someone shooting and the blood spatter all the time. So it's...
So when you jump onto this map, you can do everything as in a normal game, but it just never kind of ends, or is, do I understand it correctly?
There's a map with, you have like vehicles, driving tracks, shooting grounds, so you can test these things. It's kind of like a training version of the map where you can do all those things, but the downside is that you can't be there alone.
Yeah, that sounds a bit annoying because people like to mess with other people, I suppose.
Yeah. So
is there like a bot option or nothing like that?
No. So this is footage from the training crowds testing a little bit of different weapons.
Okay.
So we're gonna treat this as it was a tutorial, basically. So you have...
But the training map is still just you playing. There's nothing guiding you. There's nothing showing you around nothing. Okay.
You have everything on the map, but there's nothing that teaches you anything. You just need to kind of find out about every single thing about yourself.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, that's very bad.
I mean, yeah, I think, a game like PUBG is still, It's quite simple in its basic form. You're there to kill or be killed, find weapons, find things. You could make a pretty simple tutorial that these are your options. You have rifles and guns and utility stuff, so on, right? You can make a very simple guide to get you a head start, like instead of just throwing you into a map, especially with other people. That feels a bit I don't know. I don't like that very much, but at the same time, I'm not that negative either, because the game is quite simple. The basic idea is quite simple, but it could teach you that somehow, I think.
But here's the funny thing: like a game like, let's say, Counter-Strike.
Yeah.
Counter-Strike is really straightforward and simple, and yet still you have a tutorial that's actually teaches you how the game works.
Yeah, that's true.
Nothing here shows you that. It's obviously like, okay, so it's very easy. All you need to do is collect some loot and shoot people. But that's not the point. Like, you could have a tutorial where you drop down from the airplane, like in a game, and then you have objectives that you need to do, and that teaches you kind of different, like how the game progresses.
Yeah,
and then you have the training, and then you go to a game.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, it could be something very basic, like you said. You land on the map, it guides you to go to a place, and then obviously it can show you things like the gas cloud and so on, and how to drive a vehicle, all these things. It could be very simple and very informative. So not having anything at all is obviously not good. I'm not trying to say it's good that they don't have a tutorial, but yeah.
Then we have the different vehicles. So there is like a garage where you have every single vehicle that's in the game, so you can take them for a spin, test them around.
So this is on training map, right?
Yeah, this is all in the training map.
Okay. I mean, but I don't understand this, because that's good that you can go there and test it out.
Yeah.
But why doesn't it guide you to do that in one way or form? I don't know.
Exactly. And if you want to attract new players and you want to kind of keep them when they come into the game, you have to have something to help them, to guide them. And like, for example, in here, nothing mentions that you need to have gas on you to be able to drive, because these vehicles will run out of gas. Nothing teaches you that. No one tells you that. You need to figure that out yourself. And then again, if you're, let's say, in the beginning, you're on the other side of the map where the safe area comes, and you have to have a vehicle to get there, right? No one's told you that you need to have a gas, and then you just die in a game, I mean, nothing points out why that happens. You don't know why it happens.
Well, the thing is, right, that I can think sometimes it's fine that you learn by yourself, learn by doing, you learn by your mistakes. I can be fine with that, but I just don't get it. Making a tutorial that is at least, let's say, something like 5 minutes. This is where you land, this is what you can do, here you can get a vehicle, whatever, these things, right? And for an example, the gas cloud, that's very, fundamental to the game. So it would be very easy to make it that tutorial. And it's super simple. I just don't see why not.
They're spending all this time kind of to create this training map.
Yeah, no, sure.
Why don't you do the same? Like, why is this the only thing you kind of put effort into? Like,
No, I don't know. I think it's honestly feels lazy. Just it wouldn't hurt. Like, I can't see a downside to having a short tutorial. I really just can't see a downside to it. So
even if you have a short tutorial, even if the tutorial is shit, it's better than nothing. And
sure.
But then we have some gameplay footage from like an actual PUBG game.
Yep.
So this is where I drop down, and we could talk a bit about what's happening. So what if you, like, PUBG could take this and turn this into a tutorial?
Yep.
Like, obviously you don't need to use the full area, nothing like that. Just to show, like, hey, this is how you pick up weapons, this is how you pick up this is how you pick up that, this is how you shoot, this is the differences between, like, for example, as you saw in the guns thing, there's a massive recoil in this game. The recoil is on a whole another level compared to Counter-Strike, for example, which is good, it's kind of more realistic. But because there's nothing but this one training map to test it with, and you can have idiots trolling you 24/7, so you have to kind of re-queue all the time to get rid of those, that just gets super annoying, and I think it's very bad to... There's no way to kind of attract new people. Yeah, you have someone like Shroud, who's absolutely decimating everybody in the game and it looks fun, and then you go I want to test because Shroud is so good, I want to be as good as Shroud. And then you get in the game and there's nothing. You're just there and you die constantly. I don't know. It's just... You said it seems really lazy, and I actually agree with that.
Because, a part of me feels like it's kind of like, I can feel like it's kind of fine or something that you get thrown into the action, good luck, learn by doing. But at the end of the day, it's still, why is there nothing to help you if you want to help, Yeah. Some people might just want to jump in and like middle of the chaos and jump into the circus, right? But there should still be an option, to learn or go through a tutorial. That everything else is just crazy to me. Can you remember we had one game we gave a really bad review. Was it Overwatch?
Yeah.
Yeah, because that tutorial is bad. But no, I would actually say that one was that bad that this is on the same level for me. Like, it's almost fine. Because I still think the training map, at least you have the option to try everything.
Yeah.
But it should guide you there. It should give you some kind of, basic tips and stuff like that. I think that's missing. But the training map still seems pretty okay in that sense,
The training map, it's like, there's nothing wrong with the training map. That's the fun part. But as this is about tutorials, the training map... it doesn't make the cut, kind of.
So if there is no tutorial, how can we give it a score?
Well, that's the thing. We can't.
So it's both 0 and 10 at the same time.
No, it can't be 10. Like that.
But, okay. No, but I still think, of course it's bad they don't have a tutorial. That's definitely. But I still feel, compared to some other games, this is with me saying we gave Overwatch like a 2. Then this is the same. Yeah. I'm not going to say it's terrible, because at least there is the training map. And you can try things out before or, by yourself. Actually, not by yourself, since there are other players, which is bad too. But at least, I suppose, they can't kill you, right? Or,
no, they can't.
Yeah.
But the problem is in PUBG, there's a big blood spatter. So when someone's shooting at you constantly, the noise pollution, all the blood spatter everywhere.
Sure.
Yeah. So PUBG corporations make a tutorial and give a non-online version of the training map.
It's actually crazy there's no option to go alone.
No.
That's just crazy to me, but I mean, I would say it could be easy to give it a 1 out of 10, but if I gave Overwatch 2, I guess this is a 2 as well, because at least it's something.
So, to conclude this, is PUBG video game tutorial actually useful? The answer is no, because it doesn't exist. So that's that.
Sad to say, but this is I think this is pretty horrible for a game as big as PUBG. It's been out for years. It's not like we're in some alpha stage here. The game has been out for a long time. I don't know. Unacceptable, honestly. I think so. It's not okay.
So, PUBG, fix your shit. We'll make sure that we give you a better review once that happens. If you make a good tutorial.
Are we promising that?
No.
No. I was like, I don't want to do it again. They already failed once. That's enough,
Yeah. There's no second chances in this series.
Okay, if they make one, tell us and we'll think about it.
Yeah, that's a deal.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel because it's important.
Very important. See you next time.